Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up, Wheatfield? How y'all doing? What's up, Wheat? I am back. This is your girl, Lati, with another channeled message here on Tears and Wheat Tarot, where we take a look at the tears in your life and see how they are projecting back onto you so that you can see what adjustments need to be made, right? So that you can edify yourself, be edifying unto others, the Most High. Yeah, because you're called for good bread. So, y'all, we are doing something again that's just a little bit different for a couple of sessions. I think I got maybe one more session to go. Spirit gave me these revelations based on a comment that we received and about how us bringing together the attributes of the Most High in terms of God's word and God's divinity, right? So going into that comment and just receiving that in love and light and really seeing how, how does that sit and what I can learn from that and what I can share in terms of that learning. And we pull the cards, we get edified, spirits speak to us and let us know what messages they have. Because my opinion is that we I don't separate source. That's just me, and I apologize if you are of a different understanding. Well, not really apologize, because to each his own, and we all have our own understanding. So if you're not of that mindset and you would be offended by the fact that I do approach, the source and receiving messages that I can give onto the collective wheat field from a holistic standpoint, seeing source in all of its many attributes and how it expresses itself in immense variety across creation, uh, then I love you and thank you so much for stopping by. Please do share the channel with those who you feel may, resonate with it. But I hope that you would stay and listen to the message. And if you like it, by the end of it, click subscribe, join us, join, give me your energy so that I can resonate with you. We're complete and whole, and this is an open, safe space for, the entire wheat field. There's many nations of us, and the wheat is immense. And I believe the source is all, and all are source. And on to that, should we edify self and edify source and edify other selves, the whole thing. So with that, the comment was whether or not God's word and divinity go together. And I went in the spirit with that. And my revelation is that God's word is divinity. So I can't really, it's like an oxymoron to state it that way. And what I have researched, right? So in divinity are we called? So to understand and know that I was created, like again, we started with Genesis 1 and 26. I'm basing it on the foundation of where I got my foundation of spiritual learning, like where I cut my teeth. And a lot of us, I think, lean into that series of messages, right? Like the way that messenger spoke to us and represented in this here book, right? But in studying the messages and how Source has spoken to its wheat, its creation across the nations, across the world, we see a lot of similarities in terms of the principalities and the laws that we are to operate on, right? For goodness and to reach our highest selves. So I've always been a student of all types of disciplines that will lend onto our highest good, right? And seeing how source is consistent across all of those disciplines. And when I find those consistencies, again, showing thyself approved and my spirit discerns truth, what resonates in spirit, then I take that on, right? And understanding that, okay, it's an attribute of source of the Most High for my highest good. Then this is in step and in tandem. I'm in alignment, thy will with my will. And however that speaks to you in your spiritual practice, whether it's in a religion or just spirituality, science, whatever attribute you want to dig into, then and that's your thing, and you see God there, and I pray that so some of this in some fashion will resonate, right? with that being said, I know that was a long introduction, y'all. We had to express that for some reason. Spirit was working with me to get that out. Whew. Now that we've said that, we're on the second part of pretty much of discovering who we are in terms of the spirits and the essence of source and what we were made. So if we do believe that we are made in the likeness, in the image of the Most High, and again, as expressed in chapter 1 of Genesis, verse 26 says, let us make man in our image, and in our image, he made them male and female, right? So I may be off a word or two, but you get what I'm saying. Anywho, the us are the spirits of the Most High, right? Of source, of the logos, the origin, the alpha, right? So the alpha and omega, But so source says, as we talked about in our last session, that wisdom is the principal thing, and wisdom is by which the source created all things. And so we know that wisdom was there from the foundation of all things. And what is contained in wisdom? Of course, God's word is contained in wisdom, right? So the word is written in us, the intellect and everything that calls all things to be, to order the everything that happens. So whether it's the chemical combinations and all these bindings and see the elements coming together and every interaction that these things happen, it's all designed by the intelligence of source, of the logos, right? That which called all things into existence. So when I look at source across all planes, I can see source based on its spiritual attributes and what we have represented in text, right? We can see intelligence within the body, within our planetary system, and in nature. We see intelligence everywhere, right? We even see the intelligence of just the chaos and randomness, right? Like how things happen based on randomness, like, the seemingly randomness of nuclear fusion reactions that happen on the sun all the time, like why it makes it yellow and hot, all kind, that combining and attraction and stuff seemingly being random. But we know that our text said that the Most High by wisdom called the sun to be. So he had to have designed all of that happens, right? So to understand that, one, we are called by light, by source. He called us by light, and made us in the image of his attributes. And when we study the source's attributes, we can self-discover. We can discover who we are in our true nature, right? Not as conformed with the layers of things that we have experiences and defense mechanisms that we built up, and how to respond to this plane, right? And I believe that's why one of the principal laws is be ye not conformed to this world, because we forget what our true essence is, right? What is our true essence? What are you at your source? And when we look at your composition from just in a basic ingredients type of level, what your essence is, oh, you made us some powerful stuff. We like the source. You're made from the source. And that is inside, is built inside. And there's certain things that come along with that. Right. So when we study Genesis 20, chapter 1, 26, 26 through 31, it's very pivotal. It's some heavy text to unpack. Right. And unpacking it really does lead you into other realms of study. You would have to go to another source because this one just doesn't contain all of it, right? Well, it does in a sense, but you have to go to other sources, find this thing out, and then come back here and then find that synchronicity to show thyself approved. And that for me is my definition of diligence, right? So because we were saying who was the us, let us make man in our image and our likeness. That means that's the stuff that I'm made out of. That's my composition. But when I search the text, I see that they talk about these 7 spirits, but they don't truly, really break that thing down clear. Like, who are they? So when I search outside text, like to go and pull, those, again, consistent messages where it's just not all in here. I'm sorry, but, it wasn't. I had to go find it and then show myself approved where in here I could line that up for truth, right? Okay, because regular study says I have to seek and get references and, show, yep, they said this, they said that, yep, them two line up, and I got three, and that one lines up, I got three, 1, 2, 3, boom, they all say the same thing. I could, yep, and I trust my gut, yep, I have checked in because my spirit is gonna be that third check, y'all. We got two, and we gonna sit in the spirit and have the spirit discern, because the spirit bears witness. Some attacking the word spirit, might and protection. We shielded, yes. We gonna get this thing out. So what were we saying? Yeah, spirit bears witness. Thank you, spirit. Spirit bears witness. So I might receive these, informations, and I can see how, yep, they lining up. Yep, that validates that. But I'm gonna sit in the spirit and make sure that my spirit is discerning, because that's the validator of all things. Okay, so with that, I was led to kind of like a couple of series of places in Proverbs to kind of talk about those things and find those spirits. So we talked on a couple of spirits earlier today in the earlier session. Go back and look at it. I would invite you to please, if you enjoyed me so far and you're interested, intrigued, you're still here, you're hanging in there with me, please do stay to the end, and hopefully you see how this comes together and you resonate and get something from it. Hopefully it's edifying, because it definitely has been edifying for me. I've been on self-discovery for about 20 years digging into this thing, right? I got a whole pile of books over there. You go back to them old videos, you will see the pile. It's out. I keep them at my fingertips. That's all we do is study and reside in the spirit. That's what we do. We got to do our other service stuff, but we do that in the spirit too. I'm just saying, we talk about some stuff, but stick with your girl. Anywho, we're going to get on into it. It's been 10 minutes of an introduction, and that's just way too long. Let's do what the spirit said we're going to do. Anywho, we're going to go to Proverbs 6 and chapter 6, 16 through 19. Okay, so we talked about again, some of the positive, attributes that wisdom and counsel and I don't think we got to might yet, but I know we did understand it, right? And I think it was wisdom and understanding basically we got to, right? So in this one, it says, starting from verse 16, these 6 things does the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, and a false witness that speak lies. A false witness that speak lies, and he that sows discord among his brethren. So it says the 6 things that the Lord despises. But when we turn those things around, we can see then the things that the Lord delights in, right? So if I not to sow discord, then that means I'm supposed to be cooperative. That means that we're supposed to come in balance with, with each other and with the Most High, because you're my brother and you're my wheat, right? So yeah, if I don't sow discord, then I'm at least supposed to be symbiotic, doing my thing, you doing your thing, and we just exist, or we're giving on to each other. Either way, right? So we just flow, because it's for the sake of the whole. We don't sow discord. When an entity in the body sows discord against another organ, that thing is usually a virus or a cancer. It causes death and destruction, sickness and illness, right? And when we look at our condition as people, we know that's what we see, right? Because it's so much discord that's being sown between us. I mean, we know this, it's good. So having a spirit of compassion, yeah, that's what you're made out of. You're supposed to dig into that spirit of compassion and raise above sin, rise above, and so that you and find and see the compassion. Like, and you can do that by seeing them as yourself, recognizing that we make mistakes, I make mistakes, and I'm not perfect, and I'm on a path of learning, right? Digging into that spirit of knowledge. When we dig into spirit of knowledge and understand that knowledge is the basis, the foundation to ascend to wisdom, then we can see each other and we don't sow discord, right? We know that we are supposed to come into unity and balance and peace. And the way we get to balance and peace is the path to wisdom. And what the foundational way to ascend to wisdom is gaining knowledge. And as we gain knowledge, we're going to learn and make mistakes and things going to happen. But, with that empathy and compassion, we give each other grace. And in that way, we treat each other truly as the Most High would treat us, treat you. So, and then it's just, it's all to the good, right? It's for the collective. It's good. Like we all wheat. So why I'm gonna treat you like a tear? I want to be a tear in your life, just like I want you to be a tear in mine. We all called to be good bread. And if we all wheat, then there's plenty enough bread for all of us. So then what is the point, right? We release the tenets of jealousy and envy when we do that, right? It's like, because we realize that it's enough bread for all of us. If we're the bread and we create bread, like we're the creators, how can we not have enough bread? Because we make it. In this day and age, everybody making their own door. Like you don't have to wait for somebody else to make a pathway for you. You a light worker, you a trailblazer. You do that thing. You make your own door. Yeah, that's what we do. This is where we're at. We call those things that are not as if they were. You are endowed with the ability to do that because your basic fundamental essence is wisdom, that which created all things, which created you, created your light. Let's go on, people. Okay, we talked about sowing discord, false witness, right? That's an attribute, like that's lies and deceit, like why? So we know we are called to be honest and truthful. Okay, word is bond. And then that's back to the Lord's word shall not be in vain. What is the purpose of me speaking untruths? Like it doesn't make any sense. So if anything, I'm not going to speak at all. Or I'll just say, what would the Father be done and chalk it up to the Lord's will be done. Because if I don't know what to pray for you, then I'm not gonna pray nothing, or if I pray anything, I'm gonna pray that the Lord's will be done and step out the way. Because I'm not trying to catch nobody else's tears. No, no. I'm responsible for self-care, for loving on myself the way the love Most High loves me. So mm-mm. No, no, ma'am, no, sir, no, thank you. So sitting in the spirit of truth, right? Again, word is bond. Being and that it talks to alignment, right? Because the Most High's word is written in you, source is written in you. You are made from the essence of source, and anything that source makes has an imprint of source. It is a piece of source. It has to have an imprint. I mean, it just can. If you made from something, then you made from something. Like it's just that. It's like saying that you don't have blood in your body when you do. Yeah, you made of blood and cells and all kinds of stuff that's going on up in there. But all of it still come from the same materials. I mean, it all needs copper and magnesium and potassium. But what are those? Those are elements, right? These cells and bonds and stuff is held together by carbon bonds. And that's consistent across nature I'm pretty sure, right? And how tightly those bonds are. It's about what the physicality, it affects the physicality. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this thing is deep, but that is just the intelligence and the wisdom of the source that called all things to be in every variation. And to bring in that breath is like, there's no way that we could ever say that this is of divinity and this is not, especially when this text right here says that source created all things, created good and evil. Now, are you operating from a low vibration or a high vibration? We are studying in this text about the low vibrations, but we look at the contrast because the low vibrations project what we're supposed to lean into. So instead of focusing on the low, we're going to lean into the high vibration and say how we are to take on those attributes of source because that's what we were endowed with. That's what we're made from. And those are laws and principles that we're called to. What will support us in rising higher so that we can ascend, so we can change this collective energy. You know, I believe this person said the comments because, it is such a reconciliation to bring all these things together, especially when we've been separated, saying it's been separated, saying that this is God and this is not God. But Source says differently in the text. Source speaks of seers and people who can convene in the spirit, numerous seers. And I believe that that person probably is reconciling because, this is an open space for everyone. And you're seeking, right? And we're all seeking. All of us are seeking. We're here learning. To learn is to seek, right? We're supposed to be looking for answers and gaining knowledge and moving towards that mastery and practicing this thing so you can get to wisdom, right? And when, that's usually people are wise in old age because it takes a long time to practice this thing and get that collected knowledge, the collective knowledge, right? So you have a collective knowledge, but this knowledge that you've gained is also a part of a larger collective knowledge. And what I'm saying to you, is that you have the ability to tap into that collective knowledge and get, what you need from the collective. Not, and I'm talking about the collective, like the source collective. You can tap in. Yeah, this thing is for real. I just want to tell you. So, what other positive attributes? How do we dig into those high vibrations? Spirit says a heart that divides wicked imaginations, and feet that is swift in running to mischief. So we should be slow and walking in righteousness, taking a steady pace, right? Seeking the good thing, and we have to kind of be slow about that thing because if the spirits walk in front of us, we got to slow down and let them clear the way. Sometimes we be swift running that we run into mischief, not even that we even running after it, but the fact that we just moving so fast. Have you ever messed some stuff up just because you moving too fast? I do that all the time. I get lessons. You see my cars be flying out of. I had to tell myself, you got to slow down so you can feel the energy. So you can feel this thing out. So you can let spirit guide you and show you the way. Yes. And that means instead of being swift to mischief, we slow down and let spirit guide us and show us the way. Be that light in front of us in the darkness to light my way. Instead of just running full speed through the dark, slamming through trees and branches, getting cut all up and sliced up and no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're not doing that. Right? A heart that divides wicked imaginations. So again, are you meditating high vibrational or low vibrational? That's all that means, what are you meditating on? What are you thinking up and devising in your heart and your spirit? Are you looking for a way to get back at somebody? Are you looking at, just trying to floss? I mean, like, what is it? Is it vanity? Is it self-sabotage? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it bitterness? Is it related to past trauma that you haven't peeled those layers off? We don't know. You got to dig down in there to get that stuff out. That's why we need an oil change. We got to get that sludge out of our system so we can get those chakras, our energy centers in balance. You have energy centers in here. And in there, again, in my Father's house are many mansions. Spirits live within you, but do they have enough room? Are they confined? Because you have so much in your house, this bitterness and low vibrational frequencies and energies and emotions that you haven't got out. You haven't exercised that energy out. You haven't cast it out. I mean, we talking about divinity and God's word. It says that you can cast that stuff out. How can we separate it? Talk to me, my beloved. How can we separate it? We're going to get into this thing. Stay with me. Just stay with me. Okay? Yeah. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. So no, of course. Now we know we don't shed innocent blood. Okay. We ain't got to talk about that. A lying tongue, of course not, because our word is bond. It has to be in line with spirit. You know, you are a powerful manifester and your words have power. Everything, every word that comes out of your tongue, you speak life. The power of life and death is in your tongue. So should you have a tongue that is out of line with the Most High when you are called for weak? No, you are light unto the Most High. You are called to be light. So of course you're supposed to walk in truth. And if you can't say nothing, I mean, I'm telling you, sometimes you might just have to be like, Father, get your son, get your kid. That's what I be saying. You know, the source, we are God's children. Yeah, we are. Oh, yeah. If you came from, if you hear everything in creation, everything in creation came from a source. And I don't care what nobody say. And it's connected. It's a connected intelligence that runs all of this thing. Because again, baby, if you don't believe that this is a faith walk, go talk to your eye doctor and figure out how your eyes see what everybody else see at the same time. If you riddle me that, baby, because I'm telling you that right there is the word in the flesh. When I say that the Most High said we walk by faith and not by sight, that we are connected, that everything in creation is connected, baby, go figure out how these eyes work. That's a wonder for you. It ain't the Niagara Falls. It's how these two things right here see the same thing you seeing at the same time, and we can have the same understanding despite language. We all know that that's the sky. We all know that that's the sun. It's certain things that we just all know across all. I mean, come on. Whether you call it, say, sky, it don't matter. You know what it is. You know what you're looking at. Nobody be like, oh, that's dirt. Nope, we don't do that. Nope. We all know what to be the same thing. So are we collectively connected? Yes, we are. Yeah, we are. Let's go on. Okay. Because we don't lie. We don't speak against self. And if you can't do nothing else, just because your spirit, it knows how to discern all of that, what you just said, and flip it around, again. We said a heart that divides wicked imagination. So of course, we seek our highest desires, right? The source says that, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to grow you, to prosper you, even though as your soul prospers, all of that goodness. So why would we lend into wicked imaginations where we know that source itself in its grand design and wisdom and perfect timing will handle all things? I don't, again, focus on the tear. We go on to testimony, getting the edification that I need out of the situation, leaning into that wisdom and creativity, the counselor that's there, because you have a spirit of counsel you're made with. So you lean into that spirit of counsel. So why do I need to devise any wicked plans? That's against your essence. You rise above that. Give the Lord the opportunity, source opportunity, nature, whatever that happens stands to show that divine synchronicity is going to work this out in my favor. It is. Because you're going to exercise that diligence and commitment. Because usually when your back is up against the wall, if you, under the sound of my voice, right, you ain't no quitter, you a fighter, you the weak, right? We don't stop. So the tear edifies you. You get through it. You get stronger. You get the lesson. And it's never a loss, right? Because, again, everything works towards the good. Come on with this here thing. All right now. So, and then we said a lying tongue, here's that shed, it is in blood. Like, so we done a proud look. That's a proud look. Because, see, to see everything as source, right? Source made everything. So everything is source. So with everything that source made is a design for it. There's an intelligence to it. And to have a reverence for the intelligence in all things, it is, to have reverence for source itself. I have reverence for the intelligence that's operating within my vessel. Like, it's so many things that operates that's just on autopilot that well, not autopilot. I mean, the source, it's. It's a self-sustaining system. Yeah, the highest form of technology in this plane, absolutely. Yeah. You're talking about regeneration, recycling, and all of that all in one, systems upon systems. You're talking about a fully integrated system. We're just not trying to figure out fully enterprise systems that manage the way that this here central processing unit does. And send these electrical, the way that it even starts from from development. I mean, like, look, who can call it? That which made all things. Who can call it? And every messenger says that, yeah, there's a source, and it's by the source that all things happen. Yeah, it's not unto self as any messenger. None of them said that. They said it's unto the Father. So another thing is that we have a direct connection to our source, right? Because we are made from source material, you have the ability to talk it directly to self, to source. Yeah, you do. And to activate self and to activate source, to come into alignment with self and source. And that brings us back to our beginning where we were going on those chakras, right? Getting our chakras back into alignment, coming into balance with self and source, or even just self on this plane, right? At this point in time, dealing with your tear self, like it's sewn in. We have our low vibrational and our high vibrational. We have conformities that we take on. We wrestle in the spirit. And as you are able to balance out that wrestling and come to balance with that thing where you're not told to all the way like this and all the way like that, right? Where you come to balance with this thing, then hey, that's what it's about. Most people are seeking balance. And I just come to say that balance is here. It really, really is. And we are definitely on a soul journey. And this soul journey is, an ascension to wisdom. And we generate balance on the way. We balance these things out. We balance out these attributes so that we're not linked into wicked imaginations and all of those other things we just talked about. Those things that come against you and your ability to manifest the fullness of your life. And you can do that. And you can start today. You can expand your joy today. Yeah. And you don't have to call or any, the only thing you have to do is go into self. Go into self. Because uh, everyone that I've studied said the kingdom is on the inside. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. But for the most part. So that is our perspective. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. And we have our soul journey cards out because we've really been talking about this soul journey and digging into that, balancing our chakras and getting into self-discovery, allowing ourselves to be open so that we can receive the guidance we need so we can navigate these tears, right? I know so many in this people in this tarot community looking for answers. What's going to happen with this and what's going to happen with that? We be looking. And I ain't saying that this ain't a place to look because I believe it is. Oh, yeah. I believe in all. Like we can call in all to be able to be edified and edify onto others and edify onto source. So I believe you're in the right place. So I believe that if you have made it with me this far, you should go ahead on and subscribe. Yeah, you should. You should subscribe and hit that notification bell because we just be bringing this here thing the way that Spirit says this one. Yes, okay. This is what Spirit gave us, y'all. Blame. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Well, that's a word. Okay. Yeah, because we need to understand who we are and what your essence is, and that you can claim it. You can not just claim it, but acknowledge its presence. Acknowledge the presence that you are made from this stuff. I can't deny that I'm a brown skinned woman with dreadlocks down to, the split. Yeah. It ain't no denying that. It just is. And I tell you what, you just are, my beloved. I can't say why the source called you. Yeah, yeah. And if anybody got anything to say about it, they just gonna have to go talk to the source. I don't know. This one, yes. What is that, y'all? Yeah, beautiful gratitude. I'm grateful. I am thankful for this life and the opportunity that it presents. Ashe, Ashe to that. Yes, yes, I am. The ability to sit up here and do this here thing with y'all. Yeah, to bring messages from the spirit. Absolutely. And I'm so grateful that I was, brazen enough to make the decision to come out and share my gift. And I pray that others who are gifted as well, because we know you are out there, I've been picking up your energy. My early reasons and the reason why I had to come out and serve on to my gift and step into it, and at least not just do it with family and friends, like in kind of glaze over that thing like, oh, I'm just, my spirit said this, or this is how I feel. And, people would, but from a sense of, we all commune from a community. I call them, they call me, you know, we pray for each other. We warriors with this, prayer warriors and warriors, just in the plane for the sake of the wheat, sake of the whole, for the sake of source, right? For the sake of the spirit and our connectivity to all of us. I do what I'm told to do. Source tells me to speak, I speak. Source say pull cards, we pull cards. Source says pull the text, we'll pull the text. Depending on which text source wants to pull, we pull that text. Source says there's a message in everything for those who are willing to see and those who are willing to hear. Those with eyes to see and those with ears to hear, they'll hear a message. And again, whatever resonates with you is what resonates. Your spirit will bear witness. I feel something. Is it this one? Yes. Yes. Okay. We've been talking about this right here. What's that, y'all? Discipline, right? Searching, being diligent and disciplined in this thing. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you can, because you're a manifester. We talked about that earlier. You can do anything you want to do, and you already do it. If you sit there and you say, I'm going to go after this goal, and you put your whole self into it, there's nothing that you don't accomplish. I'm telling you, it isn't. And generally, you always, 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 always accomplish it when you dig into it. From that point, you find a way. You get in there and you dig it out from the mud. We pull it out. And when we low vibrate and we ruminate on low vibrational stuff, we call that in too. We do. Some things are chaotic, right? And that's that bump in life circumstance, that things, those things that, are happening in the plane as well. And we have that happen to us. Those are our tears. Those are tears. But if we survive and we make it through, and even an event, that life, that soul light is never gone. It's never lost. The opportunity for legacy still exists if we take the opportunity to create the legacy and generate appreciation, right? And we can do that. Is it hard work? Does it hurt? Yes, but we need each other. The connectivity to support each other. The comfort is in our connectedness. Spirit gave me this card. Y'all see, I haven't looked at it. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. It doesn't. Looking at the tear creates doubt and anxiety. Yeah, you need to understand it and be situationally aware so that you can see that the resolution is usually your testimony is in the tear. You can't have the testimony without the tear. So of course the testimony is in it. The problem is in the solution is in the problem. Every problem comes with a solution. And most people who find the solution to the problem are called entrepreneurs, and they pave the way. You are a light worker. You are a generator. Maybe you're supposed to find the solution, create the solution from whatever it is that's worrying you. If you're worrying about it and you're ruminating about it, why not do it from a high vibrational problem solving standpoint that will most likely lead to your abundance and generational wealth? Come on, how are we expending our energy? Are we focused on the tares, or are we using our energy to draw more source material so that we can be edified and made for good bread? Is that it, Spirit? Is this anything else? Spirit said that's it. And that's it, y'all. That's it. I think we have talked that through. Whew. We may have gotten that out. Is there an angel message we can leave? Our spirit is grabbing the Archangel Michael, so we're going to just go ahead on and pull one of those. Yes. I pray that this little 2-session series has edified you all. We may have more depending on what Spirit wants to say. You know, we'll let the cards speak and Spirit speak however form the Spirit wants to speak. Spirit said, I don't just use no cards. You just jumping out there in the middle of the street just saying stuff, right? Do you want the bottom card? No. Where are we at? Spirit said the person you're asking about is trustworthy. So I don't know if somebody questioned whether I'm trustworthy or I'm crazy or not, but hey, it's out there. So if you are asking about somebody else, is it trustworthy? Or can you trust the Spirit? Can you trust the source in this way? Can you trust yourself in this way? I would say yes. The answer is yes. But seek, and show thyself approved. Yeah. Don't take my word for it. I'm just sitting here saying what the Spirit said to me and leading me to the pages that they said look and seek at. If I'm questioning, I'm seeking all the time, I receive answers to what I'm seeking. Because I'm always seeking, always. And I don't call myself to be apprehended in any type of way. So when I get something that calls me to sit back and think and discern, then I'm gonna go learn, verify, and then sit in the Spirit and discern. And I will always share what I find with you all because we the collective, we the we, you know. And I feel like the Spirit called me to read the energy of the collective. And we see all of these seers and, readers reading the same energy. I mean, they come out in my cards when I pull a tarot. Is one of the reasons why it's like, okay, because, I'm going to be another reader out here pulling the same stories. People may be called to know those things, and so I will go where the Spirit leads me. But it is concerning. So what I would love to be able to do as a steward, as I feel in this lifetime, in my own way, and I feel like we all are called to be stewards, every one of us, that, we work to change the energy of the plane. We work to make this thing here better. So trust yourself, trust the Spirit. Trust your spirit to bear witness. What resonates with you and what doesn't. If I've said things that truly offend you, I apologize. That wasn't my intent to offend you. And I pray that that you study to show yourself approved, and if you show me approved, then come back and share. We can have all kinds of conversations in love and light. We all on this journey for knowledge, a soul journey. Yeah, we are. Any more messages from Brother Michael's source? I know I'm moving a little fast. I don't feel. Spirit said a favorable outcome. So yes, thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. I think with that, we'll just say Ashe, y'all. Yeah, because all of this is just saying what we're doing. Spirit, are you giving me this card? Yeah, you are. Okay. Spirit says explore your options. Is that for somebody? Explore your options. And maybe just exploring self source again. We've been talking about seeing source all over in its many variations, in all of its variations. Like So to explore those options and the fact that you have so many more layers to you, again, those seven spirits, we read them off, but we didn't dig through all of the attributes yet. We really touched into wisdom and understanding. But we have wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, respect, and reverence, right? All of those are the spirits and attributes, the essence, the characteristics that you are made from, right? That is the spirits of the source. And you have all of that. So when we say, Lord, send us, give me strength, what we could say, that's more true and more activated, more power behind the words are, you know, uh, I know, spirit, I know. Yeah, okay. So it's basically saying, strength is in you. You're made from strength. You are strong, right? And activating your strength in the spirit is what really, carries us through. One of the things that, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, or it's like a poem. It used to be a picture that my grandma used to have, and it had like these footprints in the sand. I think that's pretty famous, right? Where it was like, when there's a conversation with us and the Most High, and it's like two footprint sets, and then it's like when things got hard, he only saw one, and it's like, how could you leave me when things got hard? And Source says, that's not the time when I left you, that's the time when I carried you, right? That strength, that might is built in. Like, you can go into spirit and sit in the space and allow that strength to carry you. You can go in the spirit and sit in the space to allow that to comfort you, like to give your heart rest. And yeah, so the ability to go again, enter into the kingdom to find that which you seek. Not only do you find the abundance, but also you know what your power is. And when you realize the power that we are working with, there's light that's inside of us, and being light workers, again, called to be spiritual warriors, and we are able to manifest our destinies, access our joy. So revealing your source in your essence requires us to take off the layers of conformity, the hurt, the pain, the characteristics, the labels, the silos, all these things that prevent you from just expressing your highest self and being your highest good, like digging into and tapping into that. And the ability to do that without infringement or judgment placed upon you, or attachments from others, so or from self, most importantly, right? Most importantly, from self. Again, to reconcile all of those things that are your uniqueness, and be okay with your your highs and your lows. Like, who are you when you're in a low state, in a low place? And who are you when you're in a high place? And how do you come to balance, right? That's pretty much the whole deal. So we'll continue to dig into these cards and see how we can balance ourselves out. See how the spirit speaks to us with messages that we are to bring to the wheat field. And if they resonate with you, please click like, subscribe, right? Hit that little notification bell too, so the next time we upload videos, you can be aware. And yeah, tune in for the message. Hopefully it'll be edifying onto you as it is edifying onto me, so that we can edify each other and also onto source. Until the next time, you guys, hey, guess what? Don't forget though, for real. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm serious, y'all. Yo, I love y'all. I love y'all just like I love me. And I love me because I love the source. Until the next time, y'all. Mwah. Ashe.